So I'm here with my good friend Robert Cheeke, vegan bodybuilder, writer, motivational speaker. He's up from Portland just for the weekend. He's traveling all over the country, but had a little bit of a break, decided to come up and enjoy the Seattle sunshine.
Absolutely.
Hang out. We hit the gym this morning.
We did hit the gym this morning.
Hit the organic food store.
We hit the sun, went out, saw a little bit of Seattle.
Yeah, so anyway, it's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks Robbie. Appreciate having me.
And it's good just to chat here a little bit. I know a lot of the readers at Higher Standards are interested in veganism, health and fitness, and I just thought it'd be good maybe for us to have a chat, learn a little bit about what you do, some of the keys to your success, and then just see what's going on and catch up a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. And hello everyone, happy to be here. And Robbie's been a big inspiration for me, so it's an honor for me to be here and talk with you about some of the things that I've learned and have incorporated and found some success as a result.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, what are you up to nowadays? I know you just recently competed, and you have a few more competitions coming up. So, like, what's your life like right now? What are you training for?
Sure. Well, I've been filming the documentary Vegan Brothers in Iron. It's taken up my entire life for the last 4 months. Training every day, filming every day, being on camera from really, kind of start to finish. What I'm doing in the morning, my workouts, how I'm feeling in the afternoon, my interactions with people, and that really tells the whole story, and I think that's important. So we've been capturing that, and you're right, we just finished. We haven't finished filming for good, but we finished the really intense part. And so we did compete. I actually competed 3 times in 4 weeks. Finished first, finished 5th, and I finished 3rd. And I was actually really pleased with almost all of those finishes. Obviously 5th place I would have liked to have been a little bit higher, but based on that competition, it was a pro qualifier, natural bodybuilding pro qualifier, top 5. I could have been as low as 7th, looking at photos. So I'm happy to be there.
And you're competing as a 100% vegan.
100% vegan.
Right.
I've been vegan, maybe some people know, since the mid-1990s. So going on almost 15 years now. 120-pound vegan when I started. 195 pound champion vegan bodybuilder, and I've really enjoyed competing this year. I competed 3 times and loved it. And I've got another one coming up July 11th, another one August 8th, around here actually. It's 30 minutes north of Seattle.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember the name of the town.
Everett, isn't it?
No, it's supposed to be an A, I think.
Okay.
Allentown? No, Pennsylvania. Alston? I don't know. It's Boston. It's around here. It's around here. 35 miles north of Seattle, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So how many shows have you? How many competitions have you done?
I've competed 10 times now. Typically I compete once or twice a year. I've competed 3 times already, just in the last few months. So, and this will be at least 5 times this year, maybe more. Depends what November and December bring.
And right now, how much do you weigh? Like, what's your? You're sort of in season. You're sort of between competitions.
Yeah, I'm
right?
between competitions. So, well, it's an interesting question because let me tell you what I was a few weeks ago. First, when I started filming, I got up in the 190s. The 190s, I cut down to compete. The day before competition, for one of my contests, I was 179. I had to make weight at 176. I dropped 9 pounds in 12 hours and was 170 when I weighed in. I didn't mean to drop that much, but I had to make weight. So a few weeks ago I was 170, and now I'm 186. 186 today at the gym, and I'll compete at 176 again in 6 or 7 weeks. So another 10 pounds I'll drop. But right now it's that transition time where it's like, is it okay to eat or not okay to eat? Because I want to eat to help build and recover, and I was on a diet for 4 months, a really strict diet, but I've got to be careful because another competition's coming up. Yeah. So it's one of those kind of things. Right.
So you've been vegan for 15 years.
Just about. Yeah.
You've competed in 10 bodybuilding competitions. So my guess is you've made a few mistakes in terms of your own dieting. You've probably seen some people do things well and not so well in terms of vegans trying to perform at a high level, whether it's bodybuilding or in other sports. What are some of the things you feel? What are some of the things you see some vegans doing that might not be the best things for their health? What things could they do to achieve better physical performance?
The biggest thing that I've learned, and I talk about this when I do talks over the country, is that we don't do what we think we're doing across the board. people say, yeah, I'm vegan and I eat this, I eat this, I eat this. Well, the truth is you don't. If you're really honest with yourself and if you really are forced to write everything down, it's not what you're really eating. Same with training. People will say, yeah, you know, I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to look like a bodybuilder, I want to compete on stage, I want to do this, I want to do that. But they're not putting in adequate time in the gym. And the way I describe that is you don't give yourself, you don't even give yourself a fighting chance. You can't succeed and achieve what you want to if you don't allow adaptation to occur through the work of consistency. Just applied effort consistently. And so yeah, the biggest problem is typically under eating. As
in terms of total calories,
it's
not getting
total calories, total grams of protein. There's completely different requirements for someone who's not very active and someone who's very active. And I even think there's a separate category for someone who's a bodybuilder. You can be active and require more protein, calories, etc. to rebuild, recover, replenish, nourish the body, you know, repair torn muscle fibers. Yeah, you need more. But imagine a bodybuilder. I mean, you were with me today, 100-pound dumbbells in each hand pressing. People don't do that on a daily basis. Most people don't go through that. It takes a little bit extra because it's not like I'm pressing, you know, 20 or 30 pounds and I'm using a small percentage of effort. I'm using every single thing that I have, every amount of effort that I have until I hit failure and the weight falls down. That requires more nutrition. And I found just over the years doing this, the more protein I take in and the more calories, and in general, the higher quality of these sources too, the better results I get. The bigger I get, the stronger I get. I've been my best ever condition this year of training and competing, and that was, I paid more attention to it.
So what are your favorite vegan protein foods? Protein sources?
Favorite vegan protein sources? Well, I've got a lot of them. And I first want to preface by saying I don't have like staples or like everyone says, what's your staple protein? Well, I eat a lot of stuff, you know? I mean, I eat lots of burritos, lots of sandwiches, protein powders, bars, and they're all made up of different foods. You know, burrito has different proteins in it than my sandwiches do. Almond butter has different proteins in it than my hemp and pea and rice, you know, protein powder. Bars are going to be different than the green foods and the quinoa, and, you know, everything's different. So my favorite ones, obviously I've been a fan of tofu and tempeh for a long time. I used to really rely on that. You know, 12, 18 tofu hot dogs a day, absolutely. I don't do tofu quite as much because I found all these other sources, but it's still a big part of it. Tofu, tempeh are things I really do like. Different beans, a whole variety of beans, not just, you know, kidney beans or black beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, excuse me, all of those things. Really like. So beans. Quinoa is a great one. You know, it's a grain, so it's maybe known as a carbohydrate, but a great source of protein too. Green vegetables like kale. You know, I whipped through the kale today. It was the last food that I finished on the plate at lunch, but kale's something I do on a regular basis because I go to restaurants that have tofu, quinoa, kale dishes, and that's what I make as some of the meals that I like to do the most. I use Vega, you know. Plant-based whole food meal replacement powder, hemp protein, pea protein, rice protein. Has other things in it too, but those are the main protein sources there. I eat energy bars, you know, pro bars, Vega bars, organic food bars. Lots of different protein sources there. So there's this idea that you know that protein's hard to come by, that it's difficult to get. It's only in a few foods, and obviously it's simply not true. And I just eat a variety of foods. The more color on my plate, the more variety, the more types of foods. You have to remember there's all these different categories: fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, seeds, legumes. They all have amino acids and protein. So